I've been using pocket notebooks for quite some time now, and the truth is, they can be really expensive. Each of these notebooks cost me somewhere between $10 to $20, and I'm only getting about 1 month in each of these. So I thought to myself, how can I deck out a cheap pocket notebook to have all of the fun features of a regular pocket notebook without the price? Hello everybody, welcome back. In today's video, I'm showing you how to set up a $1 pocket notebook that you will actually want to use. This setup will prioritize simplicity and functionality using items you already have around the house. So without further ado, let's get started. So to start, you're gonna go and get yourself a pocket notebook. I recommend checking out your local dollar store, but if they don't have them there, you can find them at Walmart, which is where I got these pen and gear ones, or online on Amazon. If you do want to archive your pocket notebook and keep it for later reference, I recommend the ones that have thread binding because they are sturdier and they will last longer. But if you don't care, then you can go ahead and get the ones with the tear out pages because it makes it really easy to know exactly which page you are on, and the tearing out is super satisfying. And a quick side note to those who use fountain pens, both of these held up surprisingly well. I wouldn't say they're fountain pen friendly, but they're also not fountain pen unfriendly. Alright, the next step is to write your name in this notebook and also the date in which you started, and also leave enough space for the date that you finished. This is really good if you do want to archive your notebook and kind of look back. Next, you're going to add a key, and you may have seen this in my original pocket notebook setup video, but this is my own key that I came up with, so feel free to customize yours however you'd like, or you can use mine, or you can use the original bullet journal key if you'd like. It's just a way that you can see what each piece of information is trying to signal and tell you. I also have really been enjoying these clear sticky notes, which I mentioned in my original video as well. They're really helpful if you want to kind of overlay information and still see what's underneath. And I also received a lot of comments asking to explain the difference between migrated and scheduled, which I get can be really confusing. So migrated simply means to move. You're moving a task from Tuesday to Wednesday. It's being pushed. However, scheduling has a specific date or time attached. So hypothetically, if your task was to book a dentist appointment, once this has a date or a time, it can be scheduled in that date or time. So for example, March 26th, you have your dentist appointment. This is going to go in your monthly or your yearly. Once you have your key, now would be the time to add an index if you do want to keep this information for later, but I don't, so I'm just going to tear it out. Okay, now we are setting up the first functional spread, so head to the very back of your pocket notebook and we are going to set up a vertical monthly. This is going to house all of your dates, events, and appointments, such as a dentist appointment or a doctor's appointment. You get the gist. So in order to do this, you're simply writing out the days of the month, 1 to 31, or however many days there are in that particular month, and then you're going to add in the corresponding days of the week. This is super handy to have on the go. You can have your entire calendar at one glance. Here you can see the spread in action in my current pocket notebook. Super cute, super functional. We're moving on to our next functional spread, which is a habit tracker, and I like to include both my good and bad habits. I think it's just a good idea to take a look at where you're at all around. So you're going to start by writing down anything that you would like to track. And then you're going to use the ruling to make an individual box for every day of the month. And I get it, this can be really tedious, but this is probably the hardest part of the setup. So if you can do this, you can do anything. I find this spread to be super functional and great to have if you're wanting to start any new resolutions in 2026. Just take a look at what you currently are doing and what you'd like to start doing. Now I get it, a dollar store notebook can't compete with an elastic band closure, or a pen loop, or a back pocket, or a ruler that only goes to 5 inches for some reason. But wait, oh yeah, we're gonna have all of these, so let's start with the elastic pen loop. This is everything that you are going to need, and to start, you're gonna go to the very back of your notebook and make a hole dead in the center. Next, you're going to take your pen and feed the elastic band through the hole that you just made, trim it so that you have 2 loose ends, and then tie 2 knots. I believe this is called a square knot, and it lays more flat than a granny knot. Trim the excess on the ends and tape it down. But first, make sure you take your thumbs for a little ride on their hamster wheel, because I can't find the end. There it is, and tape that down, and this is just going to ensure that the knot doesn't go anywhere and that it feels more flat when you're writing. And there you have it. There is your elastic band closure. Moving on, we are making a back pocket, and this is going to feel very crafty, so here's everything that you will need, and you're going to start by measuring the piece of paper against the back of your pocket notebook. You want to make sure that when you're measuring, you have enough to make a full pocket, so fold it in half and make sure it measures up against the back. You're going to cut off the excess and then set this piece of paper aside. Using the leftover scrap piece of paper, you're going to make 3 folds. That's kind of going to resemble an accordion. Once you're done your 3 folds, it should resemble a W, and that's how you know you've done it correctly. We're making 2 of these, so cut out your first one and then repeat the first step to make your second one. And keep in mind that you want it to look like a W. So you should have your pocket piece and your 2 accordion pieces. Now for the assembly, you're going to take your 2 accordion pieces and cut them down to match the size of the pocket because they are going to be going inside. Next, you're going to orient the W so that the point is facing inwards. That's going to create the accordion effect, and then you are just going to glue it down. I recommend starting with one side and then applying glue on top. So I'm starting with the bottom side and then I'm adding glue to the top, and this just makes it really easy to fold down the top piece and make that pocket. Once you do that, your back pocket is finished, and all that's left to do is to glue it to the back of your pocket notebook. A back pocket is super handy just to store any loose pieces of paper or extra information. Next, we are making a ruler, and here is everything that you will be needing, including a ruler, and no, the irony is not lost on me. We're just going to remove the key momentarily while we write in the measurements. Feel free to do inches or centimeters. I believe in centimeter superiority, but that is because I'm from Canada. So I'm putting in 10 centimeters. Now I'm just going in with a pen to make the centimeters a little bit longer and the millimeters a little bit shorter. And don't forget to add your units, because what are we measuring? Bananas? No. Now you can pop your key back on, and we're moving on to the pen loop. This is my favorite part of this setup because it only requires a binder clip, and you're simply going to open it up, place it along the pocket notebook, leaving enough room for a pen clip or a pencil clip, close your pocket notebook, and then take your pen and slide it in, and that's it. But wait, you can also use the very same binder clip to keep your spine flat while you're writing. Super easy for on the go, or you can use the same binder clip as a page marker to know exactly where you are in your pocket notebook. Really, this is such a fun tool. Now here's a little flip through of everything that we made together, starting with our date and our name, our key, and our handy dandy 10 centimeter ruler. Then we have our pen loop, which is super handy and can double as a page flag or to keep the spine flat, followed by our tracker, which has our good and bad habits. We have our January vertical monthly calendar, and then all the way at the back, we've got our DIY back pocket, which looks incredible, by the way. And to top it all off, we have our elastic closure to keep this bad boy nice and closed. All of that, and it only cost $1. Alright everybody, that is it for today. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing and giving it a huge thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Stay cozy and bye-bye.